The best way to stay alive on Indian roads is to be a cow, because cows own the road in India. Brahmin bulls will nap on the freeway. Calves will stop to nurse in the middle of the street. Trucks and cars and buses will swerve around them, missing them by mere inches, and they barely blink. It's as if they know deep down in the tasty marrow of their bones that they're sacred. But if you're not a cow, and you're planning to drive a Tuk Tuk 2,000 miles across India for the rickshaw run, here are 5 rules of the road that just might keep you alive. First and foremost, share the road with camels and cars, and trucks and tractors, and buses and water buffalo, and pedestrians and push carts, and monkeys, and the occasional herd of sheep. Cows have the right of way, and then after that, you just sort of say a prayer to Ganesh and pretend that you're navigating the high seas. Smaller vessels are expected to make their presence known to larger vessels and to pretty much just stay the heck out of their way. So rule number 2 saved our lives repeatedly. Indian drivers navigate by sound more than by sight. So if you don't honk, you are absolutely invisible. And one of the reasons for all that honking is rule number 3, drive on the left, unless you feel like driving on the right, in which case go right ahead because everyone else does. And there are a lot of reasons for this. Sometimes it's because there's a camel caravan coming your way. Sometimes there is a big long carpet of corn drying in your lane. Sometimes there's a pothole as big as your rickshaw. And a lot of times the only gas station for miles is on the other side of a divided highway that doesn't actually have any exits. Here we are at one of those gas stations observing rule number 4. There is always room for another passenger in or on your vehicle. You can always make room for another one. In addition, cargo trucks are always overloaded, like Marge Simpson here. And stoplights are routinely ignored. In fact, we told a cab driver once that American drivers will stop at a stoplight even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and there's no one else on the road, and he said, why would they do this? Night driving is even worse. No running lights on trucks, and there's an alarming number of drivers in India who are convinced that if they turn their lights on at night, it will waste gas. Directions are approximate. Maps in India are really, really vague. And so we got lost a lot. And we stopped to ask directions a lot. And every person we asked gave us a different answer. In fact, answers to this question: it is very close. Only 20 more kilometers. Oh, it is too far to go in this vehicle. Why would you do this? This is Bodh Gaya. Welcome. For the first week in India, I broke down in tears twice a day from sheer frustration, but India would not let me drown in my sorrows. This guy stopped us on the side of the road, took us to his home, gave us a special dessert, and sent us on our way with these silly hats. These 2 kids brought us home to meet their family, and then brought their entire family to the starting line of the rickshaw run to see us off on our journey, and then texted us every single night to find out how far we had gotten. This couple in Patna put us up for the night. They fed us home-cooked meals. They took us to find a mechanic. They washed our filthy rickshaws, and they did our laundry. These guys in Orcha took us down to the Ganesh Visurjan, which is an annual festival where the whole village was there. They had Ganesh down there. They were covering him in jewels, taking him into the river, and releasing him into the current to be reborn. And when we visited this school in Ajmer, these kids sang us songs and read us stories. The village elders welcomed us. The local mothers fed us lunch, and they wouldn't let us leave until we had at least 3 servings. All of these trail angels provided us with stillness in the midst of all that chaos. And that's how I learned the most important lesson of the Indian road, which is you've got to be able to take some of that stillness with you so that you can tap into it when things get really crazy. And the best way to do that is to embrace your inner cow. You have to know deep down in the marrow of your bones that you're sacred. Namaste.